Most people believe the biggest reward in the garlic business belongs to the farmer who grows it. After all, months of preparing the land, planting every clove, and waiting patiently through changing seasons must surely lead to the greatest payday. But what if that assumption is only part of the story? Imagine a single garlic bulb beginning its journey in a quiet field before passing through warehouses, processing plants, packaging facilities, shipping containers, supermarkets, and restaurant kitchens. At every stop, someone adds value, someone earns a profit, and someone quietly builds a thriving business. By the time that same bulb reaches a dinner table, its worth may have multiplied several times beyond what the farmer first received. So the real question isn't who grows the garlic. The real mystery is this: who truly earns the most money before the journey finally ends? As dawn breaks across the countryside, Daniel walks between neat rows of mature garlic, knowing that harvest day represents the reward for months of careful work. Every bulb pulled from the soil carries the weight of countless decisions, from selecting healthy seed cloves to protecting the crop from changing weather and disease. Local buyers will soon arrive, and like many farmers, Daniel hopes today's prices will justify his investment. Yet something continues to puzzle him. The same garlic he sells for a modest amount later appears in city supermarkets at several times the price. Somewhere between his field and the checkout counter, its value seems to grow far faster than the crop itself. Determined to uncover the truth, Daniel follows the path his harvest takes after leaving the farm, unaware that each stop will reveal another layer of a surprisingly profitable empire. The first stop is a busy collection center where trucks arrive from dozens of nearby farms, unloading fresh garlic by the ton. Here, Daniel meets Victor, an experienced buyer who inspects every shipment for size, quality, and freshness before agreeing on a price. At first glance, Victor's work appears simple, but the business is far more complex than Daniel expected. The buyer sorts the harvest, rejects damaged bulbs, combines produce from multiple farms, and prepares large, consistent orders that wholesalers are willing to pay more for. That convenience alone creates additional value. As forklifts move pallets across the warehouse, Daniel realizes the first significant profit doesn't always come from growing garlic. Sometimes it comes from organizing it. And this is only the beginning of a much larger network where each step quietly increases both the product's value and someone's earnings. Instead of heading straight to market, much of the garlic enters climate-controlled warehouses designed for curing and storage. Daniel watches workers carefully spread freshly harvested bulbs across ventilated racks, allowing moisture to escape while preserving flavor and extending shelf life. What seems like a simple waiting period is actually a valuable business in itself. Proper curing reduces spoilage, improves quality, and gives wholesalers the flexibility to sell when demand and prices are stronger rather than immediately after harvest, when supply is highest. Every additional week of careful storage protects the harvest and can increase its market value. Standing among towering stacks of garlic crates, Daniel begins to understand that patience is more than a farming virtue. It is a profitable strategy. In this empire, those who control time and storage often gain an advantage long before the next buyer ever arrives. From the warehouse, Daniel follows the garlic to Sophia's modern packaging facility, where the transformation is impossible to ignore. Workers clean every bulb, trim the roots, polish the outer skin, and sort each batch by size before sealing it into attractive branded packages. The garlic itself has not changed, yet everything about how customers perceive it has. Bright labels, quality certifications, and professional packaging create confidence, allowing retailers to charge higher prices than they could for loose garlic sold in bulk. Sophia explains that consumers rarely pay only for the product. They also pay for convenience, consistency, and trust. Watching thousands of neatly packed bags roll toward waiting delivery trucks, Daniel realizes another truth. In the garlic empire, a recognizable brand can become just as valuable as the harvest itself, quietly turning ordinary bulbs into premium products that command far greater returns. That Daniel's journey continues inside a processing factory, where garlic is transformed into products found in kitchens around the world. Conveyor belts carry fresh bulbs through washing, peeling, slicing, drying, and grinding machines, each stage creating something with a higher market value. Some batches become garlic powder for food manufacturers, Others are blended into ready-to-use paste, while premium cloves are slowly aged into black garlic, a specialty product prized for its unique flavor. Sophia explains that these products often generate stronger profit margins than selling fresh bulbs alone because they offer convenience, longer shelf life, and access to new customers. Daniel watches ordinary garlic leave the production line in many different forms, each destined for a different market. The lesson becomes impossible to ignore. The greatest wealth is often created not by growing more garlic, but by transforming it into something customers value even more. Leaving the processing plant, Daniel discovers another powerful link in the garlic empire: the distributors and wholesalers who connect producers with thousands of businesses. Inside a massive distribution center, pallets of packaged garlic are scanned, organized, and loaded onto trucks heading to supermarkets, restaurants, hotels, and food manufacturers across the country. Victor explains that these companies rarely grow or process garlic themselves, yet they profit by moving products quickly and reliably. Their warehouses, delivery fleets, and long-standing relationships ensure customers receive fresh supplies exactly when they need them. Every successful delivery strengthens trust and keeps orders flowing throughout the year. As trucks disappear onto busy highways, Daniel realizes the empire depends on far more than fertile soil. Behind every garlic bulb is a sophisticated network of logistics, timing, and business partnerships that quietly generates wealth long after the harvest has ended. Daniel's investigation finally brings him to the places where most people buy garlic without ever thinking about its journey. In supermarkets, neatly arranged bulbs sit beside jars of minced garlic, garlic paste, roasted cloves, and premium black garlic, each carrying a different price despite originating from the same crop. Nearby, restaurant chefs transform garlic into signature dishes that customers gladly pay a premium to enjoy. Emma, a supermarket purchasing manager, explains that pricing reflects far more than the cost of growing the crop. Transportation, storage, packaging, processing, marketing, and retail operations all contribute to the final value. As shoppers fill their baskets without a second thought, Daniel notices something remarkable. The humble garlic bulb has become the foundation of several profitable businesses, each earning its share before the product finally reaches the consumer's table, completing an extraordinary commercial journey. Daniel's search for the greatest profits leads him to a bustling export terminal, where containers filled with carefully packed garlic are prepared for markets thousands of miles away. There, he meets Mr. Chun, an experienced exporter who explains that global demand creates opportunities far beyond local sales. Buyers from different countries look for reliable suppliers who can deliver consistent quality, proper certifications, and dependable shipping schedules. A single delay or damaged shipment can affect valuable business relationships built over many years. As forklifts load containers bound for distant ports, Daniel realizes that every successful export represents more than a sale. It reflects planning, logistics, trust, and international partnerships working together. The garlic harvested from one field can eventually reach kitchens on another continent. In that moment, Daniel understands the empire is no longer local. It stretches across borders, connecting farmers to consumers around the world through an intricate global marketplace. After tracing the garlic's journey from the field to international markets, Daniel finally sees the complete picture. The largest fortunes are rarely built from a single harvest alone. Instead, they emerge from businesses that control multiple stages of the value chain. Some entrepreneurs own storage facilities, others specialize in processing, while many combine packaging, distribution, branding, and exporting into one integrated operation. Each additional service creates another opportunity to earn revenue before the garlic reaches consumers. Victor explains that successful business owners focus not only on selling more garlic, but also on increasing the value of every bulb that passes through their hands. Looking back on everything he has witnessed, Daniel realizes the empire was never hidden behind a secret crop. It was hidden inside the business model itself, where innovation, efficiency, and strategic thinking quietly transform an ordinary agricultural product into an extraordinary source of long-term wealth. Inspired by everything he has learned, Daniel returns to his farm with a completely different perspective. Instead of measuring success only by the number of garlic bulbs he harvests, he begins exploring ways to capture more value after production. He invests in better curing methods, improves storage, and experiments with selling premium seed garlic directly to other growers. He also considers simple, branded packaging for local markets and forms partnerships with nearby farmers to supply larger, more consistent orders. Victor reminds him that building a profitable business does not happen overnight, but every improvement creates another opportunity to increase income. Daniel finally understands that the most successful people in the garlic industry rarely depend on a single source of revenue. They steadily expand their role within the supply chain, transforming a farming operation into a diversified business with stronger long-term potential and resilience. As the sun sets over the same garlic field where his journey began, Daniel realizes the greatest lesson was never about growing a more valuable crop. It was about understanding the entire business surrounding it. Every warehouse, processing factory, packaging company, distributor, exporter, supermarket, and restaurant added another layer of value, proving that opportunity exists far beyond the harvest itself. The garlic empire was built by people who looked beyond the field and found ways to solve problems, serve customers, and create lasting value. For farmers and entrepreneurs alike, the journey does not have to end when the crop leaves the soil. Sometimes, that is where the biggest opportunities truly begin. And as Daniel looks toward the next planting season, one question remains. If one humble garlic bulb can build an empire, what other hidden agricultural opportunities are waiting to be discovered? Subscribe for more of this farming documentary.